clause 3, wherever it appears. We now move to page, nominated member, Keba.
Yes. Honorable Speaker, if you look at number 2, the last sentence there reads, the question not carried, the clause was rejected. We just made a decision on that. We should say, and wherever it appears, so that, don't interrupt.
It is noted.
I'm talking to
wherever
the
it appears.
Thank you.
All the questions, even this last one done by the honorable member for Woolly East, wherever it appears, it should be corrected. Thank you, honorable nominated member. We now move to page 6. Yes, Woolly East.
It's just the language, I don't know. The committee, the first sentence. The committee of the whole assembly voted on division. And the results were etc. So is that the right sentence? You vote on division. A division is called.
It should just like the earlier one.
Are you voting on a division or are you voting on something? You are voting because of it. A division is called.
The committee of the whole House was divided on voice, I think. Yeah, look at the earlier one for consistency, and then we go with that. If you look at page 5, number 4 down, the committee of the whole House was divided on voice vote, and a division was called. Is that fine? So, same should be repeated on top here.
It's a follow-up. Yes. It's okay. It's okay like that.
Okay, it's a follow-up.
Yes.
Honorable, what is your proposition? What is your proposal?
That's the parliamentary language.
Yeah, the committee of the whole assembly voted on division, and the results were announced as a division was called, and the assembly voted on it, and these are the results. Are we fine with it? Okay, any more on page 6? Page 7. Honorable Member for Sani Mentred.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on page 7, the second to last sentence where you have the question put and agreed to. Just for consistency purpose, as we said earlier, with the Article D for the previous sentence that we agreed on, which reads that the bill be read a second time, the Assembly unanimously agreed. So for consistency purpose, what are we doing here? Are we to omit the word that and they, or we leave as it is? Even whereas we're leaving as it is, the word that should follow a comma. Thank you.
I think there are two different propositions from the earlier one. They are completely different.
And it was disagreed, and this one it was put and agreed. So what follows next will never be the same.
You know, if you look at the other ones, the questions were put and they were not agreed to, which are usually not common. Honorable members, page 8. Page 9, honorable members. We now move to page 10, honorable members. Honorable members, page 11. Honorable members, we now move to page 12. Honorable members, we move to page 13. Honorable members, on page 13, number 13 down. Questions put and agreed to that clauses 41, 42, 43, and 44 stand, not S, stands. Honorable members, now we have page 14. Thank you, honorable members. It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 15th July 2024 be approved with amendments. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. I thank all of you, honorable members. Clerk, may we proceed?
Questions for all answers.
Honorable members, as per the order paper and order 41.1 of the standing orders, today is questions for oral answers. Furthermore, as a reminder, clause 43 of the standing orders limited supplementary questions to 7 in total. That's 2 for honorable member asking the question and 5 among other members. Honorable members, we will proceed with the honorable ministers scheduled today to give their oral answers. Clerk, may we proceed?
Questions for oral answers. The Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology.
Thank you very much. May I now invite the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology to take the podium. Questions for which due notice was given to the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 243 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Banjul Central.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology update this August Assembly on the status of the Gambian BSc and MSc students studying in Morocco, especially on issues relating to stipend and scholarships?
Honorable Speaker, according to our records, the Ministry received a list of students from the Gambian Embassy in Morocco, totaling 160 students pursuing various degrees, bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs in 2023. The Ministry in the same year, May-June 2023, used that same list to pay stipends to all the students. However, in 2024, MOHAS used the same list and embarked on a verification exercise prior to payment of the stipend. The purpose was to physically confirm and ascertain the total number of Gambian students studying in Morocco and eligible for payment of stipends. It was observed that some of the students have been there beyond the stipulated time, and others would proceed to do a master's program after completion without written clearance from the ministry. We also learned our lessons from the disbursement of the COVID-19 sustenance package, hence the paradigm shift in this manner. Thus, the ministry is currently finalizing the results of its verification exercise, and upon its completion, and scholarship award letters have been written for the eligible students indicating their entitlements. This will help in the monitoring and accountability process. Out of the list of 160 students verified, 135 students are undergoing studies, and 23 students have since completed their programs as of October 2023. For the students in Morocco, the ministry only provides annual stipend top-ups, which is a one-off payment because they receive scholarship from the Moroccan government. After completion of their studies, students are expected to notify the ministry of their status. Those who decide to further their studies without the consent of the ministry are not eligible for any support because it was not budgeted for. However, the ministry is giving them a second chance to apply for the top-up, and anyone found eligible will be awarded and paid for accordingly. It is important to note, Honorable Speaker, that effective this year, we've changed our modus operandi, and that the ministry is working with the Moroccan authorities to identify programs based on the need of the country, not any program henceforth. Some are available already here in the Gambia. So, special emphasis is placed on STEM and TVET at the level of masters and PhD, with some allowance for bachelor degrees that may not likely be offered in our Gambian institutions. I submit.
We are allowed supplementary questions. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for that succinct statement. However, are there available quota systems in place whereby some of these students that might have written late with regards to tapping, that are master's degree pursuers who might want to continue with their master's degree there, and probably because from my understanding, some of them did write to the ministry, but to receive a prompt reply sometimes to have an information gap usually takes place, and most of them do complain that the ministry is always a bit late to respond to some of their queries.
Honorable Speaker, we want to discourage students out there to be unilaterally proceeding to do other programs without authorization. Because it's not only Morocco, we've noticed that in other embassies, and we decided to write to those embassies that we will not continue operating in that manner. Those that are supported are those that the ministry has really given award letters, and then based on the budget available. If not, any Gambian out there will come and expect the ministry to pay for them, and we don't have those resources. So we have given those students the opportunity to apply, and then we will respond to them. But the way they used to do it, that's what we are trying to discourage. If you want to pursue other degrees, you apply, and then you wait for a response. We will definitely respond. It's a yes or no answer, and that will be given to them.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. So, with regards to the stipend aspect of things, we are notified that there has been a delay, especially last year, with regards to some of getting some of their top-ups, as you made mention of, late, and most of them even have issues with threats of eviction, among other inclinations attached. Why was this?
Honorable Speaker, the ministry was trying to be very careful, and as I stated earlier on, we are learning from our lessons, the COVID-19 support that happened. You know, it was given to some embassies and so on. And at the end of the day, the ministry was asked to respond, when in fact the ministry was not the one managing those funds. And that's one. Two, giving the nature of that transaction, where the embassies were the ones sending a list to the ministry, and the ministry to pay when we were not in charge, is very difficult. You will be paying things that you know nothing about. So we wanted to verify, to be certain that this is exactly what we're supposed to pay. And that's why we had to take our time to verify. And the verification has helped us really discover some who have already completed, and those also who want to continue, but then they now write to us. We will now look at it. If we have the funds, we support them. If you don't have the funds, we will not. And the other thing which is very clear, and is not popular, is we want to discourage people going for programs, especially undergrad programs that exist here in the Gambia, for them to go out there, and we pay 3 times that amount that we would have paid here at UTG. For national interest, we want to prioritize STEM and TVET, and then masters and PhD. We all know some of them we don't have it here. So that's our target.
Honorable Member for Upper Flado West.
Yes, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, your answers are very, very brief and precise, and then we are very, very much delighted of the good work that your ministry is doing. Though this is a supplementary question, I know Speaker will only allow me to ask one question, but I wanted to ask 2 questions in a row, if possible.
Honorable.
Okay, the question that I want to ask.
Member.
Yes.
Honorable, it's time for supplementary questions.
Okay.
Please. And you have a time limit.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now the question that I want to ask the Minister, what is the total amount of stipend paid to the students in 2023?
That is substantive. If you want, how would you calculate how much money was paid to those students at that time?
But I'm talking about stipend.
It's substantive. It's a substantive question.
Well, anyway.
Honorable Member for Woolly East.
That's my question. Anyway, thank you.
Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, do you have a specific time frame for the assessment of the 160 in order to respond in terms of stipend payment in 2024?
Honorable Speaker, yes, very soon we are wrapping up. In fact, we finished the first phase, but then others were not captured, and we want to give them chances, and by next month, normally, we should be able to complete the whole process and be able to know exactly those who are eligible for the support and those who are not.
Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, after completion of studies by the said students, and when notification is given to your ministry, what is the best advice given to those students from your ministry?
Honorable Speaker, normally those we sponsored or through our bilaterals, like in Morocco, the moment they finish, they write to us through the embassy. And then now we provide air tickets for them to return back to Banjul. Those who want to stay and want to pursue other degrees, they will have to write to us, and then if we have the funds, we will support them. If not, we will inform them that it's not possible, and they will have to return back if they want. If they stay, they will take the full responsibility of that.
Honorable nominated member Fatou K. Jawara.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your response, you mentioned 23 students that have successfully completed their studies. Out of those 23, is there any among them, or the whole 23 wanted to return back to the country to use their skill for the benefit of this country?
Yes, those 23 are those we paid for their air tickets and they return back. So those ones are confirmed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, for responding to Honorable Members' questions. We will release your Honorable Minister. Clerk, may we proceed?
Questions for oral answer by the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare.
Thank you. Thank you very much. May I now invite the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare to take the podium. Questions for which due notice was given to the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare by Honorable Members for oral answers. Question number 239 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Banjul North, but he has delegated it to the Honorable Member for Banjul Central to ask the question on his behalf.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the Honorable Member for Banjul North, the question reads, Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare provide an update to this August Assembly on the disbursement and recovery status of the Women Enterprise Fund since its inception?
Honorable Speaker, the Women Enterprise Fund has played a pivotal role in the empowerment of women in the Gambia, especially those who are in the entrepreneurship sector. From its inception to date, a total of 66,320,000 dollars has been disbursed to women's groups across the country in all the regions, and a recovery of 46,105,751.48 dollars has been recovered so far, accounting for 69.5% of the amount disbursed. Thank you very much.
You may ask your supplementary immediately. Yes, it's ready. Continue.
Yes. Honorable Minister, thank you for that summation. May you help this August Assembly in giving maybe an update as to why the remaining beneficiaries, what was the reason why you weren't able to recover the...
Thank you very much. For some of the groups, we've learned that group members have paid, but the group leaders have refused to pay the monies into the bank account. And for some of the members, there was a misunderstanding of the payment mode. Even though our staff in the field visit them to coach and mentor them. In fact, as a result, we have decided now that come next year, we are going to hire more staff who will be responsible only for the loan recovery of the Women Enterprise Fund. And I'm happy to say that PMO and Minister of Finance have given approval, and come January next year, we'll hire additional staff for that.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. So with regards to strategic approach, what do you think was a lapse on your side?
No lapses whatsoever. Our staff in the field are following them for them to pay the money back into the account. In fact, once the amount is credited into the account, they sign a contract with us. And in that contract, it is clearly stipulated the mode of payment. This Women Enterprise Fund, when given out to the women's group, there is a grace period of 6 months. And in the following 6 months, it should be paid in full. And that's clearly stated in the contract that they have signed. But for some groups, deliberately they refuse to pay. And for some, they say there's misunderstanding. And there was a time that we really wanted to take some legal actions. But the head of state said, no, we shouldn't take legal actions. Let's take it easy with the women. So that's what we are doing now.
Honorable Member for Upper Fladu West.
Yes, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, what are the criteria used in the disbursement of these funds?
Thank you very much. The Human Enterprise Fund is implemented through an Act of Parliament, which was approved here in 2020. So it has a legal framework that serves as the operational manual. Women must be in a group. The group must be registered and must be in existence at least 3 months before they apply for the funds. Group members should be meeting regularly. They must be registered and should have a certificate. They must be meeting regularly. They should have an account number. What is in the account is not important to us, but the reason for that is because when the funds are being approved, payment is made into their account. And this should also have a TIN number, and all members should have an ID card. That's also important because we use the group lending methodology, where 3 members of the group are the ones who guarantee the rest of the group. Thank you very much.
Honorable Member for Sabak Sanjal.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, would you be ready to share the list of groups of women that benefited from this Women Enterprise Fund from 2021 to 2023?
Yes, we can provide that, but at a later date. That was the question asked to us. But if you so ask, we can provide that to you at a later date. Thank you very much.
Honorable Member for Sani Mentoring.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, with reference to your answer based on the recovery of the said balance, which 69% was recovered, and meaning there's still a balance of 31%. Hiring more staff just for the recovery, can't we consider that properly? Because it might affect the loan recovery or the money that had been given and they are not still recovered. And when we hire more staff, meaning it might affect that particular amount. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I don't think it will affect it. That the staff will be funded by the government of the Gambia. So the funds will not come from the Women Enterprise Fund. Thank you.
Honorable Nominated Member Fatuke Jawara.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your submission, the figures that you mentioned that were disbursed and the amount that was recovered clearly spelled out that some CAFOs defaulted in their payment. I don't know whether you are in position or if you can submit it later, the CAFOs that defaulted in their payment.
Thank you very much. Sure. We will provide a list to you accordingly. Yes. And we will not only indicate the list of names of CAFOs, but the amount outstanding. Thank you so much.
Honorable Member for Fonyi Jarol.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister. In fact, the rule is I should ask a question, but I'm not asking a question. I'm applauding your ministry for doing a very great job. Your problem on the ground is not you. It's insufficient fund to
Honorable.
Thank you.
Honorable.
I'm sorry.
I don't know whether
Thank you very much.
Borrow leaves from Fonyi, I don't know what. When you want to thank him, during your adjournment debate, use your whole time to thank her. Or you ask a question, you use a preamble, small preamble to ask your question, and then thank her. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare, for ably responding to Honorable Members' questions. We thank you very much. You are released. Clerk, may we proceed?
Questions for oral answer. Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture.
Honorable members, may I now invite the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture to take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture by Honorable members for oral reply. Question number 077 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Janjambure.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Equally, I just want to use this opportunity to congratulate you for your reappointment as the new Minister for Tourism and Culture. However, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture for leading the first bicentenary celebration of Janjambure. However, could the Honorable Minister share with this August Assembly the amount of financial resources mobilized by NOC and government contributions towards the event?
Thank you. Good morning, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I will share the requested information with this August Assembly once the final report is submitted to the Ministry by the National Organizing Committee through the NCAC.
Honorable Minister, with your response, I want to believe that there is a plenary report from the National Organizing Committee that is submitted to the National Center for Arts and Culture and to your office. What is your take about that report?
As I said, once I receive the report, I will submit to this August Assembly. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, my position is the said report is been submitted, and I want to challenge you that you share it with this August Assembly.
I will share the report once it is received by the Ministry through the National Organizing Committee. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Upper Flood West.
Yes, thank you so much. Honorable Minister, during the bicentenary event, what good thing do your ministry learn as far as that particular event was concerned?
That's out of problem. Allow the honorable member to pose his supplementary question. He said what? He is what? Honorable, when you want a point of order, just rise up to a point of order and we will grant you. Are you rising to a point of order? Jibril, honorable member for Lower Fladu. Honorable member for Lower Fladu, are you rising to a point of order?
Yes.
Yes, then may we hear your point of order.
Yes, a supplementary question. So, take it easy.
Honorable members, what? Please, I don't want to shout your constituency names for members to everybody to hear that you are not behaving well. Can we hear the point of order, Honorable?
I'm calling the 43-4, and the question asks is talking about a report. Now the member is asking about lesson learned. So the order, a supplementary correction shall not be ordered if it's introduced in the original question and the answers provided. For the avoidance of doubt, whether a supplementary correction is within remit shall be determined on answering by the Vice President, Minister or member answering question on behalf of the Assembly Authority. Yeah, I'm in order.
Thank you very much. I think the appropriate standing order is reflective of what should be done. Honorable members, when you putting up supplementary questions, it should not go outside the principal question. You cannot introduce new issues into it. You must be specific. You don't try to beat the system. Please. Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Honorable Speaker, no, you don't even hear my question and you made a ruling.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, do you have a specific time frame for the production of this report? And when are you expecting this report?
Yes, just before you answer, Honorable Minister. Honorable Member, who told you that I haven't heard your response? I don't know who told you that. Probably my right-hand angels. But I heard what you said. Well, I heard you and I heard the point of order and I made consultations also. I gave a ruling. Honorable Minister, can you go ahead?
Thank you, Honorable Member. I have tasked the NCAC to submit the report by the latest by the end of the month. With or without the expenditure report expected from other entities. So by the end of the month, the report will be submitted to the ministry, and then we will report to Cabinet, and subsequent to which the report will then be made available.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, this program was held several months ago, since January. So you want to tell the National Assembly, since January to now, the organizing committee of that particular event cannot produce a report, an accountable report for that matter. Thank you.
What I can say, as you may be aware, I took over the ministry in March, mid-March, and I have requested the NCAC to submit an acceptable report to me. So I'm waiting for the report to be submitted. And as I said, I have requested them to submit the report latest end of this month, with or without the expenditure report expected from other entities. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, 6 months down the line, office is continuity. You left an office and somebody occupied that office as well and continued the job that you left. Why not with the expenditure audit 6 months down the line? Why do you give them that leverage to say with or without expenditure audit?
I didn't say with or without expenditure audit. That's not what I said.
What did you say?
Not okay. It's also important that you clear the air, Honorable Minister. The expenditure you wanted the report with or without the expenditure report.
What I said was that with or without the expenditure report expected from other entities. There were entities that were given monies. So I'm informed that they're yet to receive the expenditure report. So I've asked the Director General of the National Center for Arts and Culture that with or without the expenditure report from those entities, they should submit their report.
Honorable Member for Talinding Kuja.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, if I understand it correctly, the expenditure aspect of the event is not under the organizing committee. Is that correct?
I don't understand your question.
With or without expenditure from other entities. So I want to understand whether the National Organizing Committee do not have any hand in the expenditures as far as the event is concerned.
No, what I can say is this: resources were provided to certain entities. And those resources is not the National Organizing Committee which held the resources. It was held by the NCAC because some of these resources were government resources. So it cannot be held under the agencies of National Organizing Committee. That was just an entity to help in the organization of the event. So they cannot be, they don't manage financial resources. The financial resources is managed by the NCAC under the government IFMIS system or other resources that were provided and held at the accounts of the National Center for Arts and Culture.
Question number 078 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Janjambure.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture tell this August Assembly total amount spent on Janjambure Bicentenary celebration?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, I'll provide this information to the August Assembly once the final report is submitted to the Ministry by the National Organizing Committee through the NCAC.
Honorable Speaker, or Honorable Minister, before the receipt of the final report, is there any report availed to your ministry with regards to the bicentenary celebration?
I have not received any formal report from the National Center for Arts and Culture. I have not received a final formal report from the center, okay?
Is there any informal report received with regards to the bicentenary?
There is no informal report from the National Center for Arts and Culture. No, he said informal. He said no, there is no informal report.
Honorable Member for Lower Salu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, this said financial resources, whether it was appropriated by the Parliament or by the Parliament? If yes, how was the amount budgeted for this event?
What I can answer is that I am informed that the government provided contribution and provided for by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, this is not your first time appearing before the National Assembly. You are a Minister of Petroleum. My question is, are you happy to be Minister of Tourism, please?
That's out of order. Point of order, please. Point of order. Point of order.
Personal.
Point of order. Point of order.
Yes?
Yes. On a point of order.
Yes, Honorable Member for Sabak Sanjal.
Honorable Speaker, a supplement, I'm rising on order 43-4. A supplementary question shall not be in order if it introduces matters not included in the original question. Whether he is happy being at the ministry or not is not included in the original question. So I believe the Right Honorable is just trying to use his tactics here.
You know, the noise itself is cause for concern because it means something is going wrong. The Honorable Member, yes, what he has said has no relevance to the issue at hand. And two, you don't ask personal opinions on the floor of the House. Honorable Member for Fonyi Bintang Karanai.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, this question you are trying to answer was written to your ministry. For you to give us answers, it was budgeted, Honorable Minister.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
I know there will be point of order.
But it's already asked.
Honorable, yes, who is...
Honorable Speaker, I'm on a point of order, please.
Is it Sabak?
Yes.
Yes, Sabak Sajal.
I'm standing on order 38J. A question fully answered shall not be asked again during the same session. The Honorable Minister have just answered this question, that he is yet to receive the report, and some members still continue to ask the same questions. I think this is not fair at all.
Yeah, upheld. Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Rule never pare.
Kiang West?
Yes, I'm on my feet. Honorable Minister, from your response, you indicated that you have not received any final, I emphasize, final report from the National Center of Arts and Culture. Was there any preliminary reports sent to your office with respect to this event?
Honorable Member, that was asked and it was answered. It was answered.
It was informal. I'm saying final and plenary. That was informal, and he responded to there was no informal. I'm not talking about informality or formality.
Honorable, I don't know what language you are talking about that we don't understand. Did you receive a report? He said he has not received any final report. And the demand asked again. Have you received any preliminary report to that beside the final report? He answered.
No, he said informal report. He said informal report. He said informal report.
Honorable Minister, just hold on, please. Your question is, has he received any?
Have you received any preliminary report before the final report comes?
Honorable Minister, have you received any preliminary report?
Mr. Speaker, I received a report from the NCAC which I reviewed and found the report to be inadequate. And I have requested them to review the report and submit a final report to me. And that's what I explained. Because when the honorable member requested whether informal, I said no. But I did not state that, and I stated that I did not receive a final report. But a report was submitted earlier, but then that report, when I reviewed it, I found inconsistencies in the report which I have requested for them to rectify. And that's why I'm waiting for the final report.
Honorable nominated member Kera Lamfufana.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, we need some clarity. In your earlier response, you did indicate that you are waiting for the final report. But you did earlier on also admit to the fact that you are making allowances for the receipt of the report with or without the financial report from other institutions that were given money. So my question would be, in the absence of those financial report from the institutions given money, how would it affect the credibility and reliability of the report you are anticipating?
I will wait for that to know.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Yes, Tony Bintam.
Thank you. I rise on Order 36-7. A question must be answered as clearly and as fully as possible. And I am putting to you, Honorable Speaker, that the Minister is not answering the questions as expected.
Who determines that the question is answered satisfactorily or not? Honorable members, I think the honorable member asked a question, the honorable nominated member, which I think is a very important question. And the honorable minister's response, if I heard him well, was that that determination would only come if he sees the report. I think that's what he said. Meaning you will not be able to make that determination until I see that report, either is sufficient or not sufficient. Question number 079 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Janjambure.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister of Tourism and Culture explain to this August Assembly when would the midterm infrastructure developments kickstart precisely as promised by the NOC Janjambure Bicentenary during the pre-planning?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, the NCAC informed me that during the preparatory meeting between the National Organizing Committee and the Committee of Janjambure towards the festival, the latter clearly requested that they needed certain infrastructure works to be undertaken in the community which would leave a lasting, tangible legacy. They listed the macadamizing of the road leading to the Tian Sita Festival ground, the construction of a festival ground at the same place, revamping of the street lighting system to increase brightness in the community, road repairs, among other requests. NCAC further explained that the National Organizing Committee agreed that these requests pertinent could only be done if the funds were available. According to the NCAC, to show goodwill and earnestness, the NCAC hired a quantity surveyor and a civil engineer to design and cost all these infrastructure projects, which are named above, which total $40 million. Considering the fact that limited funds were mobilized, limited work such as improving the newly built football field, street lights, uplifting of some done. A borehole was sunk and donated to the community. Honorable Speaker, according to philanthropies for milling machines and bakery for the youths in the community. So NCAC awaits the reply of these entities with much hope.
Honorable Minister, I really doubt if you are in touch, but considering the fact that the NOC has mobilized over $10 million, which I believe you were privileged to know through the reports that were submitted to your office, what were the main reasons that really uphold the NOC or the government from fulfilling their promises?
I have just responded to you, Honorable Member, adequately that your understanding of that promise and the promise that were made are in divergence. I am told that this is exactly what the National Organizing Committee was just supporting the National Center for Arts and Culture and the ministry. So they are the ones that were determining what needed to be done. So I am informing you of what the responsible entity, that is the National Center for Arts, had informed me, and that is what I have just explained to you.
Honorable Minister, is still becoming very interesting from your end, because I form part of that National Organizing Committee, and it was established by clear terms of reference, meaning the National Organizing Committee were given the responsibility entirely to be responsible about the coordination and supervision of the Janjanbureh Bay centenary. However, if we are to hold any institution accountable, would be the NOC. Therefore, Honorable Minister, I still want to ask, when will this development kickstart?
Honorable Member, I am not aware of the developments that you are talking about as informed by the responsible entity. Yes, you had a terms of reference, but you are not the entity that was responsible for the disbursement of resources and for the management of those resources. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I now invite Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I want to confirm, before the quantity surveyor or the civil engineer was contracted to do the design and to probably do the BOQ. What was passing in the mind of the organizers? Was it to mobilize this resource locally, or they want to mobilize this resource internationally for them to embark on these infrastructural projects? Thank you.
I cannot read what was in the minds of the people that requested requested the civil engineer or the quantity surveyor, nor those people, these quantity surveyors, as to the rationale. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, your response to the parent question seems to give a responsibility to more of NCSC than the parent ministry. NCSC informs me this, NCNC informs me this. Are they not under your ministry? This question was sent to you as a minister.
Yes, you're right. They're under the ministry. We have an oversight responsibility, but they are equally mandated by law to do certain things, responsible for arts and culture. So we have a supervisory role, and we take that responsibility seriously. As I said, the event was organized. They are the entity. They had a national organizing committee that was supporting, as well as a local organizing committee. So we're not abdicating our responsibilities. We'll make sure that they submit the necessary reports, accordingly.
Question number 080 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Sani Mentere.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Currently, as called by natives of Brufut, was inherited by elders of the community, and there is an eco lodge and a forest park used for bird watching, which generates revenue for the ministry. However, the natives of Brufut who claimed ownership of the area are demanding for a name change from Tanje Bird Watching Center to Brufut currently. Could the Honorable Minister indicate to this assembly, to this August assembly, when his ministry intends to effect the change? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm informed that the Ministry of Tourism and Culture cannot recollect receiving a request from the native of Brufut regarding this name change. However, it is important to note that the said reserve and eco lodge are under the custodianship of the Department of Parks and Wildlife, of the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources. Therefore, I would like to advise the Honourable Member to refer this question to the Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources. Thank you.
No supplementary question, Honorable Speaker.
Wole East.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, inside the question, there is an analogy that the ministry is benefiting from the place. Would you confirm that? Are you benefiting as a ministry?
I'm not aware of it, so but I can find out, because the ministry doesn't directly benefit. It's through the GT board, if there is any benefit to that accrues. So, but I can find out.
No, I know the Honourable Member for Wole East. He is one of the Maradonas of the Parliament. He can dribble very well. Making reference, the question itself is name change. You are making reference to that statement to get your question through. That's the beauty of parliamentary. Question number 081 of 2024 by the Honourable Member for Serekunda.
Yes, thank you very much, Honourable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture tell this August Assembly why the Scandinavian tour operators are no longer operating in the Gambia?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, my ministry, in collaboration with the Gambia Tourism Board, had worked and continue to work tirelessly to bring back the tour operators from Scandinavia, notably Wings and Speeds. With respect to the 2022-2023 season, the Scandinavian Leisure Group, Wings and Speeds, basing the effect the COVID-19 as well as the war in Ukraine had on the general economy of their company, requested GT Board to contribute 100,000 euro as marketing support. Additionally, the Leisure Group requested for 100% discount for landing fees, parking fees, and handling fees for flights operated by the Leisure Group. It was after the GT Board and the concerned government entities, that is GCAA and GIA, agreed to their proposal that the group came back to say that it was expensive for them to operate a chartered flight to the Gambia due to high costs, particularly on their passengers, as a result of taxes levied at the airport in Banjul. With GT Board's persistence, rigorous effort, and prolonged engagement, Apollo, which is a Scandinavian tour operator, was ushered to the destination. Similarly, Apollo requested GT Board to contribute 200,000 euro to a joint marketing as well as 100% discount on landing and parking by GCAA and 50% discount on handling fees by GIA. Apollo has agreed, following the fulfillment of these requirements, to commence operation into Banjul from November 2024 with a flight capacity of 160 passengers weekly from Denmark. As part of GT Board Apollo agreement, Apollo are also expected to receive passengers from Sweden and Finland through Denmark to the destination. The ministry, through GT Board, will continue to intensify the promotion and marketing of the destination, and we urge all and sundry to put our efforts together and make our destination attractive. Thank you.
Thank you very much. No supplementary question. I understand it is a bit too late. I understand the Scandinavians will be coming, this tourism session. Thank you very much.
Honorable Minister, from the IT section, we are told that you raised your voice a little when you are responding. Honorable Member for Serekunda, no supplementary.
Yes, no supplementary.
Thank you. Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, we have witnessed a constant decline in a lot of tourism improvement indicators. Can you tell this National Assembly, on a scale of 10, what is the status of tourism in the Gambia?
Point of order.
Yes, Honorable Nominated Member. Keba.
Honorable Speaker, I'm rising on order 43.4. A supplementary question shall not add. Honorable Speaker is laughing. I think we all know what I'm trying to arrive at.
Yes.
The honorable member's question is an addition to the parent question, and his question is not reflective of the responses that were, given by the minister. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you very much. You're right, Honorable Nominated Member. Honorable Member for Serekunda West.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Could the Honorable Minister responsible for tourism, as in your response, you mentioned one of the reasons to be high tax at our airport. Could you undertake, your minister undertake a study, make a comparison to see the high tax that is deterring when more tourists come in? If you compare them, if it will be in our favor to reverse that tax to allow us so that we can attract more tourists and boost our economy.
Yeah, we are currently, we've requested the GT board to do a comparative analysis with competing destinations, especially Cape Verde, Senegal, and emerging destinations like Sierra Leone. So we will do that, and the results of this analysis, could be shared with you.
Honorable nominated member Keba Lamfofona.
Honorable Minister, in your response, you did indicate that Apollo Scandinavia agreed after GT board, together with DCAA and GIA, were able to fulfill their demands. So my question would be.
Yes, Latikuna, may we hear your point of order?
Yes, Honorable Minister did not say anything about GIA. Thank you very much.
I wish the honorable member learns from the member for Woolly East to be able to dribble more effectively. You know, when you rise up to a point of order, you make reference to the relevant standing orders. And what the honorable member questioned is picked out from the answers given by the honorable minister. Honorable Minister, can you answer the question? Yeah, can you complete your question so that...
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I will start again. Honorable Minister, in your response, you did indicate that Apollo Scandinavia agreed to fly destination Gambia after fulfillments by, GT board, DCA, Apollo Scandinavia.
We are going to have 160 passengers a week. I've already explained that, and maybe we have package tourism here. In other destination, you have business tourism. So you need to work in partnership with the international tour operators to be able to, bring tourists here, and that is what we are doing in partnership with Apollo.
Honorable Member for Bakau.
Withdrawn. My concerns have been addressed.
Thank you. Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I just want the Minister to answer as if whether what arrangement you have with the Apollo, is it all inclusive or a different arrangement? What type of arrangement do you have with them? Is it all inclusive?
Honorable, raise your voice so that we hear the question.
Yes, the Minister heard me very well. Is the arrangement with the Apollo an all-inclusive arrangement?
Guide me whether I have to answer. Is there that's outside of the... You're asking me whether it is inclusive or not? No.
Question Question number 208.
Honorable, he has not answered the question yet. He's arranging.
Honorable.
He is yet to answer my question.
Pardon?
He is yet to answer the question that I asked to him.
Then I have not heard him well then.
No, he did not
Because
answer.
he is, pardon? I think he is saying where that your question is not substantive.
Why should he ask you? He should just go ahead and answer the question.
This is what I'm saying. He is feeling uncomfortable with the question. And I'm sure you yourself, you are not comfortable with your question.
The question. The Honorable Minister said they have an agreement with Apollo. I am asking that agreement, is it inclusive, all inclusive or not? That's what I'm asking. It's a simple question.
Let's make reference to this standing order 43.4. A supplementary question shall not be in order if it introduces matters not included in the original question and the answers provided. For the avoidance of doubt, whether a supplementary question is within the remit shall be determined on answering by the Vice President, Minister, or member answering questions on behalf of the Assembly Authority. This is what I'm saying. That's what the Honorable Minister did. For the avoidance of doubt, whether a supplementary question is within remit shall be determined on answering by the Vice President, the Minister, or a member answering questions on behalf of the Assembly Authority. This is what the Honorable Minister has done.
Speaker.
Somebody is.
Janjambura, I just want to provide the Honorable Member with a clarity here, please.
Provide the Honorable Member with clarity.
Yes, with regards to this all-inclusive business.
Because, no,
Honorable Speaker, if
I
you
think
please
you can
allow
do
me.
that. You can do that.
What the Honorable Member is asking emerged from the Honorable Minister's response, because he said with Apollo, they have agreed that they will be bringing 40 tourists to the Gambia in 2024 in November.
Janjambure, please take your seat.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Who is rising to a point of order? Huh? Honorable Member for Serekunda.
I'm rising on order 43. A supplementary question may be put for the purpose of elucidating an oral answer. As per the answers given by the Minister, the Honorable Member is asking about the arrangements they have with Apollo, whether it's not all-inclusive or is it regular tourists coming to the Gambia. Those are the type of tourists that comes to the Gambia.
So what is your point of order? what I'm trying to brainstorm with the table office. The question itself is why the Scandinavian tour operators are no longer operating in the Gambia. And in response, he told the plenum that there were some that gave conditions, they would not come. They went to the other ones who now agree to come on those things. Those are the ones coming. Now you want to go into what type of package is it? Yes, Honorable, you are now looking into what type of package it is. That's what you want to know, whether it is all-inclusive or not. This is what you want to ask.
Honorable, let me tell you,
let me
the
speak.
minister, please. The minister
Honorable, let me learn. So you want to find out what type of package it is, whether it's all-inclusive or not or whatever. That's where that's the point we are at. May I hear you?
Honorable Speaker, the minister is saying they waive taxes, etc., etc. I'm saying if they are going to waive all those things for these people and only dump the tourists here that are just all-inclusive, and government is not going to get much. So that's why I'm concerned. I want to know whether it is all-inclusive or it is not. If it is not all-inclusive, then I know that the benefits to the state may be greater. Otherwise, it may be lesser. So that's why I'm concerned to know whether it's all-inclusive or not. And I think it is in order because they have an arrangement with them.
I do agree with you that it's important and your question is very relevant for better information. I agree, I don't disagree with you on that. What I disagree with you is the fact that the question was posed and we know the question, answers were given, you are now going beyond that answer to get another determination. It's important. I'm not refuting that. And in this particular instance, I've quoted a section that talks about the vice president, the minister, and the one responding on behalf of the authority. I read it clearly to you. Section 43.4, am I right? Yes. So this is what I'm saying. Honorable members, you have other tools to deal with these issues. You have, the committee or whatever, you have a right to invite to your committees the Honorable Minister to answer some of your concerns as much as you can. But we regulated ourselves through our own standing orders, and we do our best to make sure that we go by it. We just finished questions for March.
Thank you very much.
March. Honorable, I will give you a chance. Just clarifying to honorable members. We are now dealing with questions for July. Yes, honorable member for Sami.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture update this August Assembly about the Muko Park project in Same Karantawa that was signed since 2022?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, according to the NCSC, 60% of the works have been completed. The structure for the Chaos Museum toilet blocks are ready. The Chaos Museum have been roofed. Block works for the entire fence is completed. What is left is the spreading of the chain link fence. The contractor has also drilled the borehole and is laying the cable works of the Chaos Museum and toilet block. I'm informed that all doors and trusses are available and ready for installation. The soakaway is sunk and concrete slabs put on it. A signage explaining the significance of the site has been erected. According to the NCSC, the works were stalled due to inability of the contractor to get payment for works already done as per the signed contract. However, NCAC has applied for the disbursement of the 2024 development budget to pay for the works already done. In addition, I have requested NCAC to prepare and submit to me a situational report about the project from inception to date. Following receipt and review of this report, I will visit the project site to have first-hand status of the project.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, when did your ministry last to visit the said site?
The project is under the ministry, is under the NCAC. As I have indicated, I have joined the ministry new, and I've asked them to submit the situation report. Once I receive that, towards the end of the month, I will personally go over to visit the site.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, all what you are saying to say that the fence is completed, I'm always at that place. That fence is never completed. So, even I would like to know what percentage, you say 40%. To me, it's far less than that. What will you say about that?
But that's what I according to the end, disputing what they're saying. But that's what I said, that I will, upon receipt of the situation report, go there and try to do an assessment, see at first hand the status of the project. And that is something that I will do when I receive the report towards the end of the month.
Honorable Member for Janjambure.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I don't think business should be as usual, knowing fully that this project has commenced way back in 2022. Can you kindly tell this August Assembly when is your ministry going to hand over this specific project to the people of Sami?
I cannot tell you that at this point in time, Honorable Member.
Honorable Member for Lower Badibu.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, was there any time frame to the said project? If yes, can you tell us the time frame of this project? Thank you.
As I said, I am waiting for a situation report and then I will furnish you with the information.
Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Minister already told us he will visit the site, and the question is very urgent. Would you endeavor to, after visiting the site, come back to inform the National Assembly as to the situation on the ground, because that is not clear to you? Thank you.
Sure.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, can you please inform the Assembly the scope of this project?
When I receive the situation report and the accompanying documents, I will inform you.
Honorable Member for Ol Yundum.
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw. Thank you.
Question number 209 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture tell this August Assembly how far the ministry has gone with the disbursement of the World Bank Startup Grant for SMEs in the tourism industry?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to explain that the institutional arrangement for this project is that there is a project implementation unit which is run by a project director, which is an arm's length from the ministry. The disbursement of the matching grant meant to support tourism MSMEs has not yet started, as this is earmarked to commence in the third quarter pursuant to the project design as per the project appraisal documents. The way the project has been designed, a management company has to be hired and has been hired to provide coaching, business incubation service, and capacity building of over 200 MSMEs within the tourism before the matching grant is disbursed to the MSME with growth potential that will add value to tourism. The process is progressing satisfactorily, as evident as follows. The matching grant manual, which outline the selection procedure, eligibility requirements, and contractual relationship for tourist-related MSMEs, among others, has been fully developed and given. I have to re-emphasize that no objection by the World Bank. This project is financed through a grant by the World Bank, and all the processes have to follow the World Bank rules and procedures. It's not something that the government or the ministry decides that I will give this person this much or not. That's not the ministry's responsibility. It's guided by the World Bank rules and as approved by the project manual. A management company has been contracted in December 2023, and it is a consortium of 4 firms led by IBF International Consulting of Belgium, along with Target Euro, SPE, and RCM. They have a local Gambian company. Since contract signature, the management company has submitted their inception report, which has been reviewed, and no objection given by the World Bank. They have started engagement with local lead firms to get their buy-in and consulted key tourism stakeholders, such as the Gambia Tourism Board, the Gambia Hotel Association, among others. Diagnostic tools for the MSME that has been developed by the management company, and these have been revised and approved by the PIU and no objection by the bank. In this regard, the first tranche of the matching grant disbursement is planned in the last quarter of this year, in line with the project design, and after business support services have been given to the first cohort of qualifying MSMEs. Thank you.
No supplementary question.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda, Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you mentioned about the project implementation unit. You also lately mentioned about management firm. How are these two parallel institutions involved in the management of this particular project? Thank you.
They're not parallel. They're not parallel institutions. These are, requirements of the bank. The matching grant scheme is implemented by the management contractor, which has been recruited through international competitive bidding process following the no objection of the bank. So the PIU is responsible for the implementation and the coordination of the overall activities of the project.
Question number 210 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as the new Minister of Tourism and Culture, what is the ministry's position in the issue of all-inclusive package, since it's not welcomed by 95% of the stakeholders in the industry?
Thank you, Honorable Member and Honorable Speaker. The Ministry is in consultation with international organization, international tour operators, local tour operators, the Gambia Hotel Association, and other entities, investors, associations in this sector, to carry out research, assess, and evaluate the pros and cons of all-inclusive package. Once this exercise is completed, the Ministry will publish its position on all-inclusive package. Honorable Speaker, it is no gainsaying that tourism as a global industry has been evolving in leaps and bounds due to change in lifestyles and rapid technological trend. The need for tourism destination to pay attention to these changing trends has become imperative. According to the Honorable Member, 95% of the stakeholders in the industry do not welcome all-inclusive. However, statistics have shown that 7 out of 10 travelers look for all-inclusive resort when planning their vacations. So we will communicate the position after consultation with all relevant stakeholders on the position of all-inclusive. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Member for Sanimentary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, even for the fact that it was mentioned by the parent question, in the parent question, that 95% of the community within the industry are not welcoming the all-inclusiveness. Could the ministry also consider the young generation within the industrial side that they are not welcoming, and the ministry could change their idea of not including the all-inclusiveness? What is your take on that? Thank you.
Honorable Member, I'm not confirming or saying that the ministry is aligning to all-inclusive. No. What I said is that he asked a question and provided 95%, and I gave a global statistics which says 7 out of 10, surveys. These are statistical worldwide data that, people look for AI. But the issue is, I just want to, from a personal point of view, state that 100% of zero is zero. So, the people, international operators, market. It's very expensive to market the operators, international operators that package or willing travelers that travel into the country. Inclusive, and you cannot bring tourists in the country, then you have 100% of zero is zero.
Thank you very much. And let me thank the Honorable Minister for Tourism. Honorable Member for Bikama South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, when are you going to do the consultation in order to have a position and report back to the Parliament?
Thank you. It's ongoing, but I can get back to you, on the specific timeline for a decision to be communicated.
Honorable Member for Woodley East.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, since the all-inclusive package is so unpopular as to this level, does your ministry have any strategy to encourage the other packages different from all-inclusive? Do you have any strategy to actually move away from this to another?
We are continuously marketing the destination. I mean, we're not tied by all-inclusive. I mean, recently, you know, under the World Bank project, you know, there was a mission, outreach mission to Nigeria, because these are non-traditional markets, and they have a huge potential. They're high spenders in the country, and we have gone there to attract those tourists through, you know, various forms of tourism and hospitality. So it is something that we are ongoing. And not only that, we are also in contact with other entities in Spain. You know, the GT board is in contact with Binta Canaria. You know, the other day they had a meeting with, you know, in a forum in Canary Islands. But Binta Canaria, their initial request to GT board was for 600,000 euro as their contribution for marketing. You put 600,000 euro for marketing, and then, you know, just like Space and Wings have done, we provided all the, and they tell you that it's too expensive, they cannot come. What can you do? Your 6,000 euro is gone. So it's a balancing act. So, and the issue for me, from a personal point of view, is that, you see, whether all-inclusive or non-all-inclusive, you don't, the person that is saying that I don't want all-inclusive, you're not bringing the tourists. If you say that I don't want all-inclusive, and I, who is bringing the tourists, bring all-inclusive, and you say that no, you don't want it, you have 100% of zero is zero. You don't have nothing. So do you want to have something, or you have zero? Because at the end of the day, if you have, even if, I'm not suggesting that all-inclusive is on, but even if you have all-inclusive, the hotels are operational. They pay taxes to government, corporate tax and all these other things. But if you say that you don't want all-inclusive and you buy that out, what happens? You have zero. Nothing comes to the country. And who says that all the tourists that come for all-inclusive do not go out to restaurants and the craft market and other entities to buy and support our local industries? Let us be realistic. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for Tourism and Culture, for responding to Honorable Members' questions and supplementary questions. Thank you with your technical backup. Honorable Minister, you are released. Clerk, may we proceed?
Questions for oral answer. Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs.
Thank you. May I now invite the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs to take the podium. Honorable Member, questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs by Honorable Members for oral reply. Question number 215 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs update this August Assembly on the Ministry's plans in place to regulate the rapid unregulated development in the construction industry?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. To address the rapid unregulated development in the construction industry, the Ministry is implementing the following measures. 1. Public sensitization. Massive awareness campaigns on the importance of obtaining a development permit
before commencing any construction. These campaigns will also highlight the legal implication of building without a permit. Number 2, logistic support. Currently, the technical department faced logistic challenges that hinder constant monitoring of ongoing developments. However, the ministry is in the final stages of providing the necessary logistical support to these departments. 3, development control exercise. A nationwide development control exercise will be conducted by the technical departments in collaboration with the security forces.
Yes, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, is there any existing Building Control Act, and when was it enacted?
Honorable Member for Serekunda West constituency, Serekunda West, am I right? Serekunda constituency, I want to inform you, yes, there is a Building Control Act, but I cannot give you precisely when it was enacted. But I do know that there is one.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Based on my research, I found that there was a Control Act which was enacted in 1966, which was to be revised in 1988, which never happened. So are there any building codes and standards currently that the ministry is using?
Yes, there are building codes and standards that we are using.
Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, since your ministry is on the verge of supporting the technical department with the logistical support, that has been a challenge. Can you be precise when actually are you going to start this?
We are trying to work out ways of supporting the technical department by providing them the necessary paraphernalia for them to be able to carry out their mandate. And this would include giving them vehicles and other support and other logistics, which, of course, this House did not provide it in for them in the current budget. Therefore, it becomes extremely difficult, but we are doing our utmost to see how best we can support them.
Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you've highlighted measures that your ministry is about to take in order to put a stop to rapid, unregulated development in the country. How soon is your ministry willing to start?
As soon as possible.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji. Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you said the National Assembly did not appropriate any resource for this particular exercise. So, where? Yes, you said it was not put on the budget, or in the budget rather. How are you mobilizing the resources to do this particular exercise for your technical department?
I think of ways and measures how to do it. Once we conclude that, I will let you know.
Honorable Member for Woodley East.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to know from the Minister how encompassing is the plan? Is it countrywide or is it just this area?
What we do it for the Gambia, and it's the entire Gambia.
Question number 216 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Central Badibu. Understand the Honorable Member for Same is authorized to step in for the Honorable Member for Central Badibu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of Member for Central Badibu, Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs informed this August Assembly whether CFOs have absolute right to remove an alcalde.
Let me inform the member for Central Badibu, no CFO, and I underline the word, no CFO, has the legal authority to remove an alcalde. No CFO under the law. An alcalde is appointed by the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government, and Religious Affairs. Therefore, the removal of an alcalde rests solely with the Honorable Minister, as stipulated in Section 145 of the Local Government Act 2002 as amended, which states an alcalde may be removed from office by the Secretary of State on the following grounds. 1, misconduct or incompetence, inability to perform the function of his or her office due to any cause, including infirmity or of mind or body. Let me underline again, no CFO have that power in this country.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, is your ministry thinking of revising the Local Government Act?
So that question.
That is not meeting.
Honorable Minister. Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, it is clear alcaldes don't have the absolute, CFOs don't have the absolute right to remove alcalde, but can they advise or recommend for a removal of an alcalde?
Yes, that's the normal procedure. They will write to the governor, make a recommendation, and the governor will write and make a recommendation. It is now vested upon the minister to weigh the recommendation in accordance with law and take a decision at his discretion.
Honorable Member for Woodley East.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, did the minister receive any report from anywhere relating to a removal of an alcalde by a CFO?
So far, I have not got anything on my desk as we speak.
Question number 217 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Busumbala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Land, Local Government and Religious Affairs provide us with the list of all beneficiaries of government allocated plots since 2017?
Yes, it's on. Honorable Speaker, in answer to the question raised by the member for Busumbala constituency, the ministry has allocated plots of land in the following locations: Bijilo mini layout, Burfoot for future layouts, Farato mini layout, Kamalo industrial layout, Jambanjeli mini layout, Jambur mini layout, Lamin Kerewan mini layout, Nema Kunku mini layout, New Yundum Mustafa Dabo mini layout, New Yundum Thomas layout, All Yundum mini layout, All Yundum mini layout extension, Tauto for Fitch mini layout, Wellingara mini layout. The compilation of this beneficiary is ongoing and will be submitted in due course, which is an utmost task, since 2017.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, during this compilation, did your ministry come across with someone who benefited more than one allocation?
I'm not aware of that. Once the research and investigation is ready, we can come out with that. For so far, as for now, I'm not aware. Unless if you give me the information.
I'm asking you because I'm not privy to any.
It's not up. I am not aware.
In that respect.
I am also not aware.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
Honorable Minister, are you aware that the layout situated behind the military barracks in New Yundum is causing disturbance at the army barracks? Are you aware? Do you have any report from the army barracks regarding that allocation?
I am not aware.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, you said as soon as possible you will provide the list of the beneficiaries. As per the question posed, can you tell us when?
I cannot tell you.
Honorable Speaker, I'm not done with my question. Honorable Minister is responding.
What is your question then?
But he's put that to the order first. Rule on that, because I'm on my foot. I'm asking questions, and before I conclude,
I don't know what I can tell the minister. The minister assumed that you will finish your question. When?
He should not assume. He should.
No, that's what he is. How would he know? When you talk and you end, the minister answers. If you are not complete, you call his attention for him to listen, and then you ask. I am now asking you to put your question fully. Please, honorable member, please. Yes, Honorable Kia.
Honorable Minister, you told us as soon as possible this report will be ready. Soon is vague. Can you give this August Assembly as representatives when the time frame that you will provide this list to the Gambians, please?
I cannot tell this House because I don't want to mislead this House.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, this is 21st century. I'm sure the ministry is not doing this manually. This is matter of simple Excel sheet. Input names generate themselves at the bottom of the Excel sheet. This should not be manual. For me, within the blink of an eye, I can produce you this compilation you're talking about. Can you please be specific? When are we getting this report, please?
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Who is standing on a point of order? Keva, yes, Honorable nominated member. Keva.
I'm rising on 38J. A question fully answered shall not be asked again. Thank you.
Right. Honorable member for Janjambure.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Minister, in your responses, you said allocations were made in Bijilo, Farato, Kamalo, etc. My question here is your ministry aware about any double allocations to these specific sites?
Formulate that question, Mr. Speaker.
This question was asked and answered. What other clarity do you want? Are you aware the honorable, the questioner himself, the honorable member for Busumbala, asked him whether he is aware of any double allocation. The honorable minister said no until if he has any information. And the honorable member said no, he has no information. He is asking him. You are asking the same question.
Speaker, because...
Honorable, I am ruling it out.
Good, but from minister's own
Honorable,
statement.
when I talk, please sit down. All honorable members are observing you. Please, don't be an exception. Honorable member for Fonyi Kansala.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your response to various allocation sites, especially Yundum, our last visit we've seen military tanks in various allocated lands fence. Are you aware of this? If not, are you ready to visit the sites and see the remains of military tanks within the military barracks in Yundum?
I am ready to go and visit it, but I'm not aware that it's happening there. But I'm ready to go and find out and get back to this.
Honorable Member for Sanimentary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you've made mention in your response that you've made allocation within Bijilo and Brufut as listed. Could you inform this August Assembly where exactly in Brufut and Bijilo where these allocations are made? Thank you.
Honorable Member for Sanimentary constituency, I cannot give you that precise data now. This was as far back 2017. I'm assuming this responsibility because government is continuity. These were done by previous ministers, but I assume the responsibility to do the job. As soon as we get that information, as I said, it will be made known to this very august body.
Question number 218 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Busumbala.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Land, Regional Government and Religious Affairs update this August Assembly on the availability of government reserve land for residential purpose within Greater Banjul area?
Honorable Member of Busumbala constituency, the ministry is aware of the significant housing and accommodation challenges in Banjul, primarily due to its location on an island, making it vulnerable to sea level rise and flooding. In 2021, the ministry, through the Department of Physical Planning and Housing, in collaboration with the Banjul City Council, embarked. It's a different question.
Question number 218 of 2024. You are reading 219.
Wait. No, wait. Can you repeat the question, please? Can you repeat the question?
Honorable Member for Busumbala, can you read your question, please?
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Local Government and Religious Affairs update this August Assembly on availability of reserve government lands for residential purpose within Greater Banjul area?
Thank you. In 2010, the technical departments under the ministry were instructed to initiate land banking within the state lands of the Western region, now West Coast region. By 2011, lands were identified in certain settlements for a proposed housing scheme for civil servants. They identified the reserve lands for the residential purposes within the Greater Banjul area are located at Old Yundum, Yuna, Jambur, Mahmuda. However, recent inspection indicate sporadic developments and encouragement on these reserve lands. Let me add to that, Mr. Speaker. As a government responsible of its people, as a government that has an ultimate desire to make a change in the life of the Gambian people, this government have taken a new position on this issue. Last month, I traveled to Kigali, where I met the Celta Africa Group Bank, where I met the Badia Bank, where I also met UN Habitat. The president believed, this government believed, that giving people a piece of land who do not have the means of survival is not the solution to our housing problem. Therefore, this government want to have a change of policy. We want to build affordable houses for Gambians. We have requested for 200,000 houses in the next 10 years to come. For now, we are starting with 10,000 houses by December 2025, when we can house Gambian families who are very much in need of it. What we have realized, when people are allocated land, they don't have means of paying house rent. They go and sell it to the rich. And the rich, only to sell it to them 10 years after, make so much of millions on Gambians. And the same poor goes on struggling how to pay their rent. Therefore, the President of the Republic have tasked me and my ministry to make sure that we have a successful housing scheme that would benefit the Gambian people. And as a result of my engagement with these people, the Celta Afrique Bank is due here on the 24th of this month. Next week, the UN Habitat are also due here next week. And indeed, the Badia Bank is waiting for our invitation from our finance minister. They also want to hold their annual general meeting in the Gambia here. What we are left to do as a government is to make sure we design the project, have the concept note, cost, and then to make sure that as soon as they come, we engage them in trying to raise the necessary funds to provide affordable housing to the Gambian people. And I will tell you, we have, the problem we had was that there was no mortgage bank in the Gambia. The Minister of Finance last week have invited the IFC to come and support the creation of a housing bank, mortgage bank in the Gambia that would facilitate and support this great vision of this government in providing affordable houses to the Gambian people.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I think that's a political statement, you know. But anyway, But anyway, my follow-up question will be, you said you tried to make mention of the availability of those reserve lands, but later did indicate that some of those lands has been encouraged. What step are you taking to address that?
I have last week instituted 2 committees to investigate all these issues and report to government, and we'll take the appropriate measures to make sure that we once for all address these issues. Number 2, I've also tasked the departments through the permanent secretaries and the directors and all deputy permanent secretaries to make sure that we now start the process of land banking in this country. Because when you don't bank the land, when these projects come, you will have nowhere to put them. I want to say that these houses will not all be built in Greater Banjul. They will be spread throughout the country.
I tend to have this, because I'm not talking about houses, to be honest. I'm asking about, you are just making political statements. My follow-up question will be, you are talking about policies, the policies that you intend to shift. Were there any existing policy regulating these reserve lands?
Did not find any comprehensive policy or even policy in that ministry for the last 50-something years. And this government is determined by April 2025, you will have a policy floated out, rolled out, and the World Bank are all on board to support this government, because it's the policy that dictates the strategy that you're going to use to make sure you deliver the dividends of democracy when it comes to land to the people of the Gambia.
Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your response, you said that your proposed low-cost housing scheme will kickstart in December.
Excuse me, I'm not saying low-cost.
No, don't interrupt me, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. You said in your response that your proposed low-cost housing scheme will kickstart in December as a result of the series of engagements you have with your development partners. But my question is that have you also done a feasibility studies and identify a site that is suitable for that low-cost housing scheme?
I am not talking about low-cost housing scheme. I am talking about affordable housing scheme. They are different. There are difference. There are a difference between affordable housing and low-cost housing. Gambians deserve better. We don't want to build them petty houses just in the name of building. We want to give them affordable housing scheme that is reasonable, that they can pay a rent in 20 years and become ownership of these houses. That's what we want to do. We don't want to give them as if they are beggars, built houses that you can see. We are not talking about, excuse me, let me help you, Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Honorable Minister, you have only 2 minutes to respond to.
Thank you. Noted. Mr. Speaker, noted. We want to build affordable houses for the Gambian people. We are now working on doing all these things because we have to move 10 times faster than we are supposed to move. The concept is being prepared, the design is being prepared, the cost is being prepared, and inshallah, very soon it will be on the desk before we start engaging our partners.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabeji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you mentioned about mortgage bank. Does a bank need to have it written on its entrance mortgage bank before it can give mortgage?
The operation within the mortgage industry, you need to have a mortgage bank. And there is other Gambians who have been looking for this. But then we needed to have the IFC to be invited to come to the Gambia to support them to have a mortgage bank, so that this mortgage bank will be responsible of managing these mortgage houses that we are going to create. Simple and straightforward.
Honorable nominated member Fatou K. Jawara.
Honorable Speaker, I think it's Honorable Kebalang who raised his stack, not me.
I now invite the Honorable nominated member Keba Lang Fofana.
Honorable Minister, thank you very much. In your responses, you've indicated the willingness of the government to respond to the social needs with the affordable housing scheme. Honorable Minister, can you further elaborate how the affordable housing scheme will further cement the land banking policy? I will repeat. Can you further elaborate how the affordable housing scheme will further cement the land banking ideology?
Thank you, nominated member.
Substantive.
In the absence of a land banking, it becomes impossible to roll out an affordable housing scheme, because once the resources are available, the land must be there. And if we don't manage the land, we are in trouble. Land does not expand, it contracts. Therefore, the management of land is key in national development.
Honorable member for Upper Salu.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, and welcome to the political bantaba. Honorable Speaker, the question is to the Minister. In your quest to provide affordable housing for the Gambian population, would you be prioritizing for the availability for the civil servants like the teachers and the security? Will you be making any priority for them?
That will not be my ultimate decision. That will be a decision of the cabinet, and the president would chair that cabinet committee.
Honorable member for Janjambure. Thank you very much. Honorable member for Woodley, whenever you raise your tag late, and then you want to come in and the number is gone. You, Honorable, I have asked him. I have called him. He has responded. Can you please pose your question?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for that generosity. Honorable Speaker, I'm just concerned. The Minister gave a very long answer to the substantive question raised by Busumbala. So, can the Minister please provide that long answer, because it may not be in his written answer. Can he provide that to the National Assembly? No, you're
Honorable member, you know that these are oral answers.
Why should it be me? It's in our records.
These are oral answers. We are not dealing with written answers. We are dealing with oral answers.
Get it from your record.
If you want written answers, there are provisions that you can rely on to get your written answers. Honorable members, I now invite, question number 219 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Banjul Central.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the issue of housing and accommodation has and still continues to be a major problem for Banjul. Could the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs furnish this August Assembly with plans the government have to remedy this crisis, and what other development plans are there to give this unique city its proper facelift?
Mr. Speaker, in response to the question raised by the member for Banjul Central constituency, the ministry is aware of the significant housing and accommodation challenges in Banjul, primarily due to its location on an island, making it vulnerable to sea level rise and flooding. In 2021, the ministry, through the Department of Physical Planning and Housing, in collaboration with the Banjul City Council, embarked on zoning Banjul to designate areas for commercial, institutional, predominantly residential and residential zones. To decongest Banjul, the ministry is discouraging the issuance of development permits for warehouses and has created a layout at the Wasulukunda to compensate those affected by the port expansion. Another site has been identified at Sanyang for a deep sea port.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for that summation. Would you give a timeline as to when the zoning assessment will be done?
I cannot, because I don't have the update report as to the situation report. Rather. When I get it, you will get it.
And also, what other development projects are there in place for Banjul, apart from that?
Question for me. I can only answer what is within my ministry.
That was part of my question, Honorable Minister.
Development in terms of housing?
No, my question was not only specific to housing,
yes,
but I also added, or any other development initiatives for.
Well, as a government, we are an entity responsible of everything, but I can assure you that I would deviate from getting into that one.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Minister, thank you for your response. That's why I was clapping for those responses, because Banjul is a city that is sinking, going below the sea level. I don't think we should encourage more construction activities in Banjul. I'm an engineer, I know what I'm talking about. My question is, do you have a plan to relocate people from this city who wants to go outside Banjul? Do you have any relocation plan for people in Banjul?
This government have planned to locate people wherever they are endangered throughout the country, not only in Banjul.
Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Minister mentioned Wasulunkunda, where they have compensated some people from there. My question is, the people of Wasulunkunda, have you made any compensation for them?
Government will always compensate before. We will always compensate and manage with the community before we act.
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable, have you asked your question?
Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Point of order.
Point of order.
17F.
Yes, 1710.
When a member is speaking, all other members and everyone else should remain silent. And when members are asking their questions 3 times, before they finish, Honorable Minister will disturb them. He will interject and before his time. Please, can you put that to the order, Honorable Speaker?
Honorable Speaker, point of order. I think the member is leading us.
You see, I think I made a ruling on that.
It's misleading.
This is honorable.
Members.
Honorable. Honorable Kiam. Is that you are talking about order and you are now shouting from your table when I'm speaking. The two cannot work together. If you want to put people to order, you yourself must be in order. Now, I do agree, I told you here, that members, the honorable ministers should listen to members until they finish their questions. But what I said here is, when you talk until to the end, the minister assumes that you are ready when you are not ready. So the best thing is to ask the minister to wait until you are ready or you repeat your question. Unless and until then at the end of your question, I will intervene and say, now, Honorable Minister, you can answer. It means if I don't ask the Honorable Minister not to answer, let him wait until it is ready. But we assume that when your question is asked, the Honorable Minister just takes automatically. Just like if you ask your principal question, the supplementary question, you don't need to wait for me. I said, just go ahead with your question. So if there are times when the minister hesitantly intervenes or answers a question when it is incomplete, we will put him to order to tell him, wait until it is complete. Yes, Honorable, what's your question? Honorable.
Honorable Speaker, my question was, the minister mentioned Wasulunkunda, that they are making preparations to transfer some people to Wasulunkunda lands. My question is whether there is any compensation package for Wasulunkunda people who own the land, previously owned the land. That's my
point of order. Now it will not be answered. Point of order.
Yes, you are myself, I'm even putting him to order.
Yeah, thank you.
This time you will not dribble past me. Wasulunkunda is mentioned. It's mentioned. But mentioning does not automatically mean it's subsided. You can ask anything on that because it's mentioned. You must relate the question. No, it's not. This one is out of order. You are talking about compensation package for Wasulunkunda. This is completely different. Completely different. You can ask the Honorable Minister, or you call him to your committees, or you ask him to surrender, you put for your questions, and then he will answer your particular question. Well, Honorable Member for Fonyi Kansala.
All right, thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, as per the relocation of landowners from Banjul and other satellites there, what are the major challenges that you normally face if they are asked to relocate? Do you face major challenges? If so, what are they?
Well, I cannot tell you all the challenges, but we do face challenges, but we manage the challenges because we are meant to manage.
Question number 220 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Brikama North. I am told he has authorized the Honorable Member for Brikama South to ask the question on his behalf.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of Honorable Brikama North, Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs tell this August Assembly who is the current paramount chief of the Gambia and when was he appointed? And if no such appointment occur, why so?
Mr. Speaker, let me inform the member for Brikama South, Brikama North, that there is no paramount chief appointed under this current dispensation.
Honorable Speaker, if you look at the Local Government Act 131B, which says there shall be a paramount chief or paramount CFO in the Gambia who shall be appointed by the President from among the CFOs in the Gambia. And why from 2017 to date, why didn't you appoint the paramount chief?
Mr. Speaker, I want to inform the honorable member, I'll bring this forward before His Excellency the President who is responsible, who is responsible of this appointment, and to bring it to his attention, because I know there is a provision in the law for it. It hasn't happened, but I'll bring it to his attention.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, since you are the policy advisor to the President and you are aware of this particular provision in the Local Government Act, since on the receipts of these particular questions, have you tried to engage the President on this issue?
Not yet, but I promise to do so.
Honorable Member for Serekunda. Serekunda West.
Serekunda. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Sorry,
Serekunda
West.
I can see you are mixing, people are fond of mixing the two. It's Serekunda and Serekunda West.
Well, my brother in Serekunda, we are together. I don't mind about that.
Honorable Speaker, you are all Serekunda. The difference is West.
Serekunda proper. The land of
This one we are talking about Serekunda West. Honorable Member for Serekunda West.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My concern is addressed. Withdraw.
Thank you. Honorable Member for Busumbala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I think the appointment of this paramount chief is long overdue. And can the ministry, your ministry, give us the function of this paramount chief?
Yes?
I don't have the information with me.
Pardon?
Whether I can give the function of paramount chief, I'm telling him that I don't have the information with me as we speak, Honorable Speaker.
In fact, that question was substantive. Where is the list? Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, this is a law that was promulgated from this parliament, and so many appointments were being made by His Excellency. Why did His Excellency refuse to do this appointment under your watch as a minister from 2017 to date, which was a provision in the Local Government Act, the appointment of a paramount chief?
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Can we hear the point of order? Who is rising?
Myself.
Honorable nominated member, Keba.
I'm rising on 38-2. No speech shall be made by any member in asking a question, and no debate shall be permitted on any question. The honorable member made a statement before asking his question, and I can quote. He said the president refused. He could have asked the question, why did the president refuse? But he concluded that the president refused. That is a statement, Honorable Speaker.
You know, when people rise to a point of order, honorable members, all of us, when we listen to it, in our mind, we come to conclusions that it's either right or wrong. We all know it by our own standing orders. Sometimes when it is right, but it's not in your favor, you take it to be wrong. When it is wrong, but that is not in your favor, you will say it is right. This is normal human behavior. But the honorable nominated member quoted a clause of the standing orders. And that inferral that he made is conclusive, and he has not got that information anywhere. And therefore, what the honorable nominated members, the point of order is sustained. I know the member for Kiang Woolley East. You will agree, unless you don't want to. I know you will agree with me. Honorable member for Bakau. Thank you, honorable members. Let me thank the honorable minister for ably responding to honorable members' oral questions, and we thank you very much. Go. Hey. Sidi Ndiaye. Clerk, may we proceed?
Questions for oral answers. Honorable Minister for Health.
Thank you very much. May I now invite the Honorable Minister for Health to take the podium. Honorable members, questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Health by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 139. These are questions for July 2024. 139 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Foni Brefet. I understand she has authorized the Honorable Member for Kansala to read the question on her behalf.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, there was a time when the Honorable Minister of Health pronounced Kanjabina village as one of those included and the new health centers to be constructed. Could the Honorable Minister of Health inform this August Assembly how soon the ministry is going to construct the said health center? Thank you.
Distinguished Honorable Speaker, construction work for the first phase, which is 6 health facilities, has started. Funding has been secured for the second phase of 8 facilities. These are Bulengat, West Coast Region, Kanjabina, West Coast Region, Chairman Kerbai Dam, North Bank Region, Korojulakunda, URR, Medina Madum, NBR, Bakau, Talinding, and Timbinkoto. Work is expected to start in September 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, looking at the current situation of Fonyi Berefet, Kanjabina is almost 4 kilometers to Bese. And within the Berefet zone, there is no equipped health center. It's only in Sibanor or Brikama. What would be the immediate measures as per the status quo of health centers within the year before the construction of September?
What is the?
I say, what would be the immediate health precautions in healthcare within Berefet?
Certainly, Honorable Member, Honorable Speaker, health services are continuously being provided even before the construction of this work. So that construction, that service provision will continue. Now, of course, as a developing country, we are not where we want to get to yet, and the construction of new health facilities is ensuring that there's access, there's equity in service provision. So it is improvement on what is already happening. Thank you.
Yeah, he said this.
Honorable members, when you have supplementary questions, you raise your tag.
Yeah, I said it's okay. I'm done.
Bondali.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you've mentioned that the health center, the construction will start in September, and then you went further to mention all other clinics. Are you going to start them all in September?
Inshallah, this 8 will be started in September. As I speak to you, construction works have started for 6 health posts across the country. We'll be doing the foundation laying, formal one, but the workers are on the ground to do so. That's funded by Gavi, and these 8 are being funded by Badia, and the funds are already around. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Ilyasa.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you made mention of a village in my constituency, Timbinkoto. Are these people aware, or whether they have already identified a place where the new health center is going to be constructed? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. All the communities have been made aware of this development. The process actually started about 2 years ago. We'll find out if there are any updates because of the land issues, but we were told there was land available in all these communities to accommodate these clinics, except if there are changes. But we'll be told if those changes are there, and we'll make the necessary adjustments. But typically, most of them are welcoming this development. Thank you.
Thank you. The member for Latikunda Sabiji, you have the floor.
This is a new voice. Since when? Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in order to avoid delay in construction, is this project split into lots, or one contractor is doing all the works?
Most of our contracts are spread into lots. However, that doesn't solve all the problems. Sometimes you have multiple lots and multiple bad contractors. You might have one person amongst them who would have been able to do it all very well. So from our little experience, sometimes it's just difficult. It's just to ensure that they perform according to specifications and according to the timelines. But these are all in lots, just to summarize, yeah.
Nominated member Fatou K. Jawara, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I must thank you for coming to the aid of the people of Talindi. Honorable Minister, it is that German clinic that you are going to upgrade, or a land has been identified for Talindi.
Yeah. So for Talinding, it's a new structure. It's a new structure. Getting the appropriate land has been a challenge, but we had discussions with yourself, further identifying the German clinic and the adjacent space. Now, that discussion still continued with the Honorable Member for Talinding. We've also had recent discussions to see, but we are told that when we are ready, that land will be available. So we have up to September to identify a specific location. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the member for Talinding, you have the floor.
Thank you very much for that clarity, confirming that we've had that discussion. And also, if you could recall also, I already told you we have a land. Land is provided, and you've also discussed that I should provide the documentation, just for confirmation's sake.
Question number 140 of 2024 by the member for Woolies.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this Assembly has increased the budget line to provide fuel for the community ambulances. But for some reason, the communities are still asked to provide fuel. Could the Honorable Minister for Health explain to this August Assembly what policy the Ministry has adopted to address this perennial challenge? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Health has signed the contract with Riders for Health, RFH, for the management of our ambulances in terms of fuel supplies and maintenance. And this includes all community ambulances. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, what is the allocation? How much fuel do you allocate to an ambulance monthly?
Honorable Speaker, I'll not be able to say that offhand, but we can get you the information subsequently. It's not difficult to know, but I'm not prepared for that. However, we know that even if they exhaust the allocated amount, if the need is still there, they'll get a top-up. That one is the rule, because the ambulance cannot be there, and because they've exhausted what was allocated and the ambulance doesn't move. Everybody understands that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Do you have any control measures? Because you can give fuel, but then maybe the fuel can be misused. Do you have any control measures in place to ensure that the fuel is used for the purpose that it is meant for?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The control measures are there. They sign the log sheets of the specific travels, and then at various intervals, those durations are put together, and the estimated fuel amounts or the fuel amounts that have been given to them and the estimated distances run on that fuel is estimated. So if it goes much less than what is expected to cover, then alerts are raised and people are called to question. However, for the information of this August Assembly, we have asked the German government, who is supporting the Gambia government, to do quite a lot of things, including the setting up of a multipurpose theater. We've asked them to help us establish an ambulance command center for this country. And that is going to have a GPS facility, and all our ambulances are going to be equipped with GPS monitors so that we can see them on screen wherever they are. Inshallah, that will commence sometime in early 2025. Thank you.
The member for Fonyi Bondale, you have the floor.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Minister, when was this contract signed with riders for fueling and maintenance?
The contract was signed, I think, early this month, just a few weeks ago. So the problem Honorable Member for Woodley was talking about, we became aware of the problem, and we insisted that they all get included. But certainly the contract with riders has to also be favorable to government. So that took time. And also following the due diligence of the procurement processes and the review by the Minister of Justice, all that took time. But eventually the contract has been signed. So we are happy that these ambulances have been included. Thank you.
Member for Janjambure, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Minister. If I may ask, when will the ambulance for Janjambure start operations in terms of allocations to fuel and other logistics?
Honorable Member, I would want to be clear if it is a new ambulance that was donated you are talking about.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Member. We had elaborate discussions on this, you and I, and the discussions were centered around this ambulance being donated to government, because it's only at that juncture that government can take ownership and provide a driver and fuel, because as it is not handed over, that administratively that becomes difficult. So as soon as that is done, this logistics will be provided, inshallah.
Member for Same, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, the said ambulance, Same Medina, since 2018, since the then minister and up to you now, I have been complaining about the driver, fueling and maintenance. Is Same Medina ambulance going to be part of this?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Member. Same Medina is also going to be part of this. But the same discussion that I just mentioned, we had that, you and I, and when it is handed over, then it will start receiving those kinds of logistics. So as soon as, so now the contract has been signed. It's the contract we've been waiting for, now it's been signed, and there's another one for somewhere in Opanyomi. So all of them are going to be included. We've asked them to do so. So thereafter, from this meeting, we can engage with the relevant people to commence the process. Thank you.
The member, nominated member Fatou K. Jawara, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, part of the maintenance was an ambulance that was involved in a serious accident that was given to Talinding. Will that ambulance be part of that maintenance?
There is point of order from the member for...
I rise on point of order 43.4. A supplementary question shall not be in order if it introduces matters not included in the original and the answers provided. The honorable member is asking a question that is not included in the original and also not in the provided answers.
Sorry, please, no, don't use your mic, ma, please.
Sorry.
And what's her question, please?
Her question is about the ambulance in her area. Honorable Speaker, I think you are listening.
Honorable member, don't go there.
No problem, I will.
Honorable Minister, please go ahead and respond.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, that ambulance was badly damaged. It probably needs a replacement. We're hoping to get new ambulances when that comes because of the population density of Talinding, that will be looked into. But I think the challenge here is when something is not enough, the places that got, if they lose their own, then it becomes a problem to replace when others have been waiting for a longer time, for a very long time to get even one. So I think the ownership, we should ensure that the communities take ownership of this. Now that it's broken down, a whole lot of people are suffering. But we're expecting some more ambulances and that will be looked into. So we have a replacement. Thank you.
The member for Sanementering, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, considering the population of Sukuta, especially the cluster that Sukuta might be visiting, or they might be visiting Sukuta Health Center, and a particular ambulance was donated to Sukuta Health Center by AfricMed. Would Sukuta Health Center, as I said, considering the population that they are overseeing, would Sukuta be part of this, and Burfoot as well? Thank you.
Sorry, part of what, madam?
The ambulances. Would there be any ambulance given to Sukuta Health Center and Burfoot? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Member. We are aware of that ambulance, and that will also be incorporated onto the rider scheme so that the driver is provided for by the scheme, and also the fueling will be done. Yeah. New ambulance? Sukuta had one before.
No. Member of Parliament.
Okay.
Don't engage the minister
But
for question and answer session.
we will
Minister,
look.
just go ahead, respond, and then that's it.
Okay.
Minister, go ahead. Are you done? Honorable Minister, are you done?
Yeah, there are more further questions, but with this one, I think what we'll do is we do regular needs assessment based on because these are dynamic, they are not static. When we see the need increases in that area, they'll be supported further. Thank you.
Question number 141 of 2024 by the member for Woolies.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in an answer to my question during the 5th Assembly, the Honorable Minister for Health gave a promise to upgrade the Bajakunda Health Center to cater for an operations theater to prevent the transfer of patients for such simple surgeries. Could the Honorable Minister inform this August Assembly how far we are towards those plans? Thank you.
Order. Member for Fonyi Bintang and Fonyi Jarol, please order.
Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Health has done an initial assessment of some facilities to upgrade them to be able to carry out various operations, including cesarean sections. The Bajakunda Major Health Center is one of them. The cost of the renovation will be factored in the 2025 budget for work to start. Thank you.
No supplementary. Question number 142 of 2024 by the member for Lower Nyomi.
Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Minister for Health once mentioned that government has ordered new ambulances. Could the Honorable Minister of Health inform this August Assembly how far with the vehicle order and whether the ministry would still allocate first community clinic with one and replace that of Tuba Angale Community Ambulance as promised.
Honorable Speaker, the process of acquiring ambulances is ongoing. There has been a delay in the procurement process by the West African Health Organization. However, the challenges have been resolved, and we expect to receive the vehicles in the very near future. The first community clinic will be given an ambulance, and that of Tuba Angale will be replaced, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. No further question.
Question number 143 of 2024 by the member for Kiang Central.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The maintenance and fuel costs on few instances rendered the ambulance unavailable in Kiang Central. Could the Honorable Minister for Health inform this August Assembly as to whose responsibility for the only available ambulance at my constituency?
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Health is responsible for both fueling and maintenance of all ambulances in our public health facilities. We have recently signed the contract with Riders for Health to provide the much needed ambulance services, including community ambulances throughout the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. No further questions.
Member for Lower Salem, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, in your response, including the community ambulance, but they are still struggling for fueling of those ambulances.
So the contract has been signed recently, so the problems will be resolved now, inshallah.
Question number 144 of 2024 by the member for Woolly West. Is out. Question number you are here. You have assigned you, and he communicated. You're not.
You should acknowledge that it has been. He has ordered me. Anyway, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of member for Woodley West, Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Health inform this August Assembly when would the renovation of the health post in Nyakwe Kerewan be completed, considering the fact that it took almost 4 years now? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, the renovation of the Nyakwe Kerewan health facility should have been completed by now, according to the signed contract. Unfortunately, the contractor failed to deliver as expected, which has caused this delay. We are working on taking legal action to remedy the situation. However, we have recently delegated the management of the work to GAMWorks for completion. GAMWorks has recently assessed the facility for work to start soon. Thank you.
Thank you. No further question.
Member for Latikunda Sabiji.
Honorable Minister, you mentioned the previous contractor has been forced account and works has been rededicated to GAMWorks. From which fund is GAMWorks continuing with this construction?
This work is actually being done on GLF, and the contractor who was doing the work defaulted. The works have advanced. Actually, it's close to completion, but unfortunately, he's not responding. He's not responding to calls. People have gone to contact him. He's nowhere to be found. But of course, we are all aware that each payment is based on an interim certificate of works, what has been completed. So the reconciliations will be made as to see whether he's been paid more than what he has done, what he has worked, or he's been paid less. And that reconciliation will be done. If he's found wanting, going through the normal procedure, we will certainly refund government. If at all it's on the other side too, that reconciliation will actually also be done in his favor. But the work cannot be lying down there because someone is not delivering. The community is struggling, and this is a facility that they were using even before the renovation, but it needed to be expanded, and it had been dormant for that period of time, unfortunately. Thank you.
Question number 145 of 2024 by the member for Bunukakunda, and he authorized the member for Talinding to read on his behalf.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Gambian population is growing rapidly. Could the Honorable Minister for Health inform this August Assembly if the Ministry has plans to have another teaching hospital different from the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital?
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, the Minister of Health is cognizant of the fact that the only teaching hospital in the country, which is the EFSTH, was not initially built as a teaching hospital, and it has also limited bed capacity and space for further expansion. Recognizing the challenges faced by EFSTH, His Excellency the President of the Republic laid the foundation stone for the new 1,500-bed teaching hospital in Farato. The first phase of this hospital will be completed, inshallah, in October 2024. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. You've mentioned about 1,000 beds. The first phase will be completed by October. Now, when the first phase is completed, how many beds will that comprise?
The first phase is 104-bed emergency center, which has 20-bed intensive care unit, modern intensive care unit. Now, building a teaching hospital is a very, very expensive venture. The strategy is to do it in phases. And there are promises, in fact, strong promises. We are working on that. The Qatari government is coming to build up another aspect of it. Inshallah, very soon that will start. Discussions are on the way. That will also come and add quite a number of beds. The Chinese government, we are in consultation with them. They are coming to also support. So the process has started, and eventually, by the time it's complete, inshallah, it will be 1,500 beds. Thank you.
That is a very wonderful information. Happy. Okay, so you've mentioned about phases. Could you tell us in how many phases is the project broken into, and when eventually we expect the completion, the overall completion?
Thank you very much. I can't remember offhand, but the design that has been done for us, the same German government team did the design for us, fortunately, which we could share with you. Now, we have a modular kind of format. The modular format, what it did was, it put in quite a number of structures. The whole place has been mapped out with buildings that are representing the various clinical and administrative areas. So each time we get funds, we construct some of those buildings. Now, the German government itself is going to construct the ultra-modern, multi-purpose theater for us there, which will also start, inshallah, in 2025. From January, the works will start. The discussions are on. Now, this is the theater that we want to use for open heart surgery and kidney transplantation. That is also coming on. So these are the things we're doing. Yeah.
The member for Latikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, is this construction arranged in you said it's arranged in phases. Is it construction and furnishing, or construction, then you have furnishing, or they are combined?
Thank you very much. It's construction with furnishing, proper world standard modern equipment. By the time, in fact, our ICU that is going to come on, when it's complete, inshallah, it will be very impressive. Not just impressive, but very functional. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Health and Social Welfare, for those answers provided. Thank you very much. You may go. Now, in accordance with Order 14.3 of the Standing Orders, I hereby vary the order paper and invite the Minister for Fisheries, Water Resources and National Assembly Matters. Clerk, we may proceed.
Question for oral answers by Honorable Minister for Fisheries and Water Resources.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister for Fisheries, Water Resources and National Assembly Matters, you may proceed to the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Fisheries, Water Resources and National Assembly Matters by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 244 of 2024 by the member for Kiang East. I understand he have delegated the member for Kiang West to read on his behalf. Member for Kiang West? Is out. Question number 245 of 2024 by the member for Kiang East and the member for Kiang West. Question number 246 of 2024 by the member for Kiang East and the member for Kiang West will read on his behalf. Question number 247 of 2024 by the member for Busumbala. Question number 248 of 2024 by the member for Kiang Central.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. This issue of clean drinking water has been a cry for my people, for the people of my constituency, which I continue to express. Could the Honorable Minister for Fisheries and Water Resources inform this August Assembly of the ministry position to address this situation?
Mr. Honorable Speaker, through the CSRW, that's the WAS project, my ministry is providing solar-powered water supply system to all the regions in the country, including Kiang Central constituency, specifically at Sare Saja and Tabanani, and the upgrading of the existing systems in Quinala. In the above-mentioned communities, boreholes have been drilled and the mechanization of the system will be done in the second phase of the Climate Smart WAS project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. When is that project commencing?
We're just waiting for the funding gap to be provided by the ADB, and we are expecting a team to come and assess the ongoing one in September, and hopefully after that mission we will get the funds.
Thank you very much. No further questions.
Question number 249 of 2024 by the member for Lower Badibu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Fisheries and Water Resources inform this August Assembly why the ministry could not still provide water supply to some communities of Lower Badibu, not as promised by the minister almost 2 years ago. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, if you remember, during the last House question and answer, the same question came, and I provided the answer, and still, despite, I will try to give the same answer again. Honorable Speaker, in response to a supplementary question, in response to a supplementary question during the last question and answer session, I did promise to provide the names of communities within the Lower Badibu constituency provided with water supply. Hence, this August body is hereby informed that the following communities in the Lower Badibu constituency benefited from solar-powered water supply facility through the Ministry of Fisheries, Water Resources and National Assembly Matters. They are Kerewan, Suarekunda, Saba, Kintekunda, Njawara, Ker Ardo, Gunjur, and Bani.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, my question to you is specifically meant for Lower Badibu North, not South, and you are mentioning the villages that are situated within the South. Thank you.
When the government develops a policy of dealing with a specific area, we don't regionalize it, we don't say North or South, we deal with the constituency. That's why I provided the communities that have been already benefited from.
What I want to put to you is, Lower Badibu South, they are better compared to Lower Badibu North in terms of water supply. The Lower Badibu North are completely cut off from decent water supply. This is what I'm trying to put to you. Thank you.
May I observe? Njawara, Ker Ardo are all part of the northern side of the Lower Badibu constituency, and they have benefited from the water system.
Question number 250 of 2024 by the member for Ileasa. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for those answers provided. Thank you very much. You may leave. Honorable members, in order paper we expected to have the Ministers of Foreign Affairs and Interior as well, but the Minister of Interior wrote to this office a long time ago, at the beginning of the session, indicating that he will be out of the country and he would want to be scheduled on the 24th. So it was an error from the table office to include the Minister of Interior in today's order paper. For the Minister of Foreign Affairs, we are engaging with his team, why he wasn't here last session to answer his question, and this session as well. And then we will communicate to you people in due course. Yes, Member for Lower Salon. Please stand up and speak to the official language of this country.
I said that one is never been present.
Yes, Member for Bintang, anything?
Honorable Speaker, it has been an issue with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, likewise with the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, likewise with the Ministry of Interior. They have not been answering questions for a very, very, very long time.
It's not accurate to say that the Minister of Interior have not been coming, and even basic and secondary education. They have always been appearing and answering to their questions. But remember, there is no substantive holder of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. And in fact, they are not scheduled to appear today as per the order paper. Why you are bringing the issue of the Minister for Basic and Secondary Education? And the Minister for Interior, since the first day the agenda was out, when he saw the agenda, in fact, he reached out to say that he will not be available due to certain issues, but he will be available on the 24th. And not only by phone, but his ministry also wrote to this office informing us that he will not be within the jurisdiction. So it's only the Foreign Affairs, and we will make follow-up I'm aware last time also he could not come to dispose of his questions and other answers, but we will do that. Thank you very much.
Speaker.
Yes, member for King West.
That's a very good one because I have a question for Interior. So having received the prior notice that he won't be available for today's session, why do we have him on today's agenda?
Honorable member, you're just coming in now. So please, in fact, you were to read question 4 and on behalf of an honorable member. You were not in, and those questions are not disposed of, and trust was trusted to you, bestowed on
I
you.
went to pray, and I cannot sacrifice that for my own question. I went to pray, and you saw me. Why didn't you allow me to?
Please sit down. Honorable members, I want to thank each and every one of you for asking your questions, and those who followed up with supplementary questions, and of course all of us who sat to listen while the questions have been asked and answered. And of course, members of the media and staff, I want to thank all of you and the honorable ministers who were scheduled today and appeared before this honorable assembly. On that note, now I put the question. Be it resolved that this honorable assembly do stand adjourned until Thursday, 18 July 2024 at 10 a.m. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Please sit down, honorable members. Please sit down. The ayes have it. The assembly now stand adjourned until Thursday, 18 July 2024 at 10 a.m. prompt.